Hello, everyone. Happy Mindfulness Monday. I have to say it like that. I'm like conditioned myself to say it like that. Look at how gold and sparkly I am. It's so fun. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to take a breath, to soak up the sunshine and just be so flippin' grateful that we get to live another day on this planet. Looks like I can add up to 3 guests on my broadcast. That's what Facebook is telling me. Or the Metaverse. Y'all, let me know what you think about this like whole Metaverse thing. I have a lot of opinions. I'm just gonna go on a little tangent for a second from the topic because I know that it takes about 30 seconds to remind you all that I'm here and I'm live and it's Monday. It's Mindfulness Monday. Woo! The Metaverse. Very interesting concept. I've been seeing commercials. I didn't realize it was like already accessible to people. So that's interesting. And like I said, I have some opinions, and my concern, again, know that all of my opinions and my perspective and my teachings come through the awareness and perception of understanding nervous system development, nervous system engagement in the world. Everything to me, in my eyes, comes back to what is this doing to the brain and the energy and the health of people, of children. Here's my concern. It is very evident that there has been a mental health crisis for a long time. And it's gotten worse over the last 2 years because when you put people into isolation, and people being social, communal beings, you in turn will have an outcome of increased mental health episodes. And it doesn't matter on what level of spectrum. Unfortunately, it can be all the way to suicide or panic attacks, anxiety, feeling alone. You know, to be honest with you, this last week, I have felt very heavy and different thoughts crossing my mind that normally don't. And it's because isolation and, you know, taking away movement, taking away connection, right? That will impact the brain. When we wear masks like this, and we can't see our neighbors and our facial expressions, that changes brain chemistry of how we connect with people. School-aged, adult, school is worse, right? Younger kids, that is where they are developing how to be in social settings with each other. Okay? So here's my concern with the Metaverse is we already have, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm wearing white pants today. We already have an epidemic of kids being addicted to technology. And adults, let's be real, right? It's so much easier to just scroll and numb out and not actually tune in with your body and with what's going on in your life and take inventory. It's very easy to just go on here and get lost in the Metaverse, right? I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. And here's my concern. Is kids. If you see kids, have kids, deal with kids, you have seen the literal dopamine like eyes. The dope eyes is what I call it, where it's like screen. And it can be so challenging. And I feel for you parents, and I see this in my own office, is having kids, sit on a plane or maybe wait in a waiting room and keep them engaged because kids like connection. They like to explore the world, and we've created a culture where that's just not okay in certain settings and situations. And so what do? We give them an iPad, we give them a phone, and that's that, and they're hypnotized and they get addicted. The EMF frequency that comes off of a screen like this is obviously my doctor notes, but it's a different type of frequency, and it does different things to the brain. And kids, we are finding, get addicted to it, and they become dependent on it as far as being able to like engage with the world and regulate their own nervous system and regulate their own dopamine receptors. So what happens then when this was not going to be my topic at all, but I feel like it's prevalent and it needs to be talked about. What happens then when we have a country in the youth specifically population who are dealing with mental health. They feel isolated. They're addicted to screens. They have no motivation outside of just getting off of their screen, because every time they see a new video, they get a like, they see another thing on the screen, it's a hit of dopamine. And we keep stimulating that. So then what happens when there's this metaverse that you put on these freaking goggles and you blast off into this virtual reality, and you get more dopamine hits, right? I mean, this metaverse thing looks freaking wild. Like, you could literally live there. And maybe you probably need to pee and eat and poop and maybe sleep. I don't know. But you go to this metaverse and you're in this whole other world. And if you're dealing with people who already struggle with mental health, they have social anxiety, they haven't been able to like stimulate their social nervous system over the last 2 years, what the hell do we think the metaverse is gonna do? Like, seriously. And again, I use social media to communicate with you all, to spread a message, right? So I don't know what would happen if maybe I will. Maybe I'm just done with social media and the only way that you can connect with me is in person or text. Because I'm not about to open a chiropractic center in the metaverse. I mean, what are we teaching people? What are we teaching our children? Oh, you have this mental health issue where here's this screen, and then they get lost in this screen, and then they go into this metaverse and they have no idea or concept of how to be in the real world because they aren't getting stimulated that way. So let's just create this whole other world where it's a false reality. And then when you come out of it, you have no idea how to be with people. You have no idea how to be with challenge. And we're not teaching our kids how to be in community, how to be in social settings. So we see social anxiety, and that manifests as anxiety, that manifests as gut issues, that manifests as mental health, that manifests as ADD, ADHD. And then what do? We just put them on a bunch of drugs. I mean, hello, people. Are we not aware of this? Is it just me? Like, have I gone mad? Have I gone crazy? Anyway, I digress. Welcome to Mindfulness Monday. We're talking about the reality of life. Let me know what you think. Comment below, because I cannot be the only one who thinks this. I cannot. This is what's been on my mind. When we deal with things that challenge us in life, whether it's stuff like this, family stuff, health issues, emotional stuff, what I have learned to be true is that the only way out is through. We can't avoid it. We cannot suppress it, because if we do, it's like playing whack-a-mole. If our body's talking to us in one way, pain, tension, symptoms, and we ignore it, we push through, we suppress it with a drug, a pill, potion, lotion, I promise you that it's gonna come up in another way. It's just gonna show itself, because symptoms, pain, all of it is a signal. It's an intelligent signal that your body is trying to get you to wake up and pay attention. And as I work with people in this way, and I say, well, have you had a conversation with it? Have you had a conversation with your body? Have you actually been with it? Do you know how to be with it? Being with it and going through it requires strategy, which is what I'm talking about today and what I'm talking about on Friday. Breath. Do not dismiss the stabilizing, supportive power of your breath. It's the best medicine in my experience, personal and professional, that you could tap into and learn how to tap into more efficiently and effectively and sustainably. And that's what I'm teaching on this Friday in our Beyond Breathwork Masterclass. It's $12.12. It will never be that price again, ever. And if you get it and you're not able to join us live, you get the recording. So, breath. The only way out is through. I was having a conversation with someone today, and they keep having this recurring, my arm hurts and we've done a lot of things and it's still talking. And I said, have you had a conversation with it? And they said, no. And I said, why not? And here's the interesting thing I see with people. And this is very common, is that if we were to have a conversation and be with our symptoms and journal about it, breathe, go into it. If we were to actually go into it, what I find is it's not the pain that we fear, but the power beyond healing it. Wow. We are so afraid of our own fucking power. Imagine being able to tap into your own body, your own strategies, become the best healer, your own medicine person, and actually being able to reclaim your full power. Woo! And people say, oh, that's a big responsibility. People are going to depend on me. They're going to look up to me. They're going to see me in my leadership. Like, that's scary. Yeah, you're right. And you know what I said? What else have you got to lose? What's your other option? Staying the same? Being a victim to your circumstances? Being a follower? Seriously, what is the other option? Taking a drug and just following the same path? Like, actually, what is the other option? You can either face it, confront it, and move through it and access your own frickin' power and fire, or you can stay the same. And the consequence of that, in my opinion, is that 1, you lose out on your gifts. 2, you run the risk of not supporting other people, because my friends, right now, more than ever, people need leaders. People need to take a stand. People need to step up into their truth. Become your own best doctor. Become your own best pharmacy, your own best medicine. Less dependence on systems and more interdependence on your own healing system. That's my job, is to teach you that. Because I'm gone to the medical school, chiropractic school. I've done all that. And I know a lot about the body. But what they won't do is they won't teach you how to access it yourself. I hear it. Trust me, this isn't a bash on people, but we have to wake up to the fact that our systems in this country are broken as fuck. This is a truth mindfulness Monday, y'all. I'm just spitting truth right now. And if it makes you uncomfortable, good. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to be challenged. And that's what we need to teach our youth. We've created a culture where any level of discomfort is like, I can't handle it. Let's go back into the metaverse. Because in the metaverse, everything is the way that I want it. Adversity and challenge are part of life. Tension, pain, it's part of the human experience. Now, that doesn't mean that I believe you need to suffer in order to experience joy. But we need to learn how to navigate the freaking waves, man. Like grief, sorrow, shame, blame, pain, death. It is life as a human being. We must rise and teach our youth how to deal with challenge in a more coherent, efficient way. Because if we don't, I'll ask the same question. What's the consequence? What are we going to lose? Talk to any leader in history who has held a perspective of making global change, global impact, changing the way that systems do things. They all have experienced adversity. And you know what a true leader embodies? Is not projecting that same hate and blame and shame back onto other people, but standing in their truth, knowing, being, embodying, and seeing all those people maybe projecting hate on them as just a mirror, right? We're all mirrors. And so coming back to, you have to feel it, and there is no way around it. If you are dealing with shit in your life, you cannot ignore it, because the ignorance is going to lead to more ignorance. You have to face it. I've been doing this work long enough, and let me tell you, the people who face their shit head on, oh, the power that comes out of them on the other side is absolutely miraculous. And again, it's scary when you start to tap into your own power. Yes, people look up to you. Yes, people start to listen to you, right? People start to take note and turn and say, something's different. You're still human, right? You have to be responsible to the power, and responsibility to your own power, and discipline in accessing your own power and healing. The discipline on the other side of the discipline is complete 100% freedom. I think we've created this illusion in our country where freedom is easy, and that's like not true at all, right? So for me, for example, when I choose to eat a certain way, I hit the gym, I do my breath work, it's discipline. It's challenging, right? Like following a routine, that's just part of life. But I promise you, the freedom I feel in my body, in my mind, in my spirit, in my health, you cannot touch that. And you know what's even more cool is when you start to do it on your own, you freaking own it. You own it. No one else can own it but you. Right? You don't have to rely on people to cure you. You don't have to rely on a system to fix you. Right? That is power, my friends. And not power from a manipulative perspective that we see, but from an empowered perspective. And the only way out is through. So that's what I'll be teaching on this Friday, is all the different breathwork strategies that I know, that I work with my clients. I want to teach it to you for like a hella low cost. Like, let's be real, $12, okay? You go to Starbucks twice and get the Trente mocha frappuccino, all the fixings. That's $12 right there. Skip the Starbucks this week and come hang out with us. I promise you, if you apply what I'm going to teach you, your life will be radically different. And here's what I'm going to teach you, is how to actually harness the difference and live into it and not be afraid of your own power. Because again, we've created a culture where they've made us fear our own fucking power. Imagine if the entire society had access to their own power. Ooh, we would break some shit down, y'all. In a loving way. I don't mean like literally taking an axe and breaking stuff down. But hey, maybe that's what's needed. So anyway, that's what I got for y'all. A little bit of a tangent. Let me know what you think about the metaverse. If you re-listen to this, I'm really curious what y'all think, because I have my own opinions from a mental health and a nervous system perspective. I think it's absolutely terrifying. I'm not afraid of it, but I am afraid of the addiction to it. Because remember, okay, these platforms, right? The longer you spend on it, I'm giving Mark Zuckerberg money right now, but if there's, if there's ways that I can get to you, and eventually see Mark on here helping us create our own platform where we're not dependent on Mark Zuckerberg's platform and we can talk about whatever we want and not be censored. That's what we're up to with Inspire Academy and everything we're creating. So let me know what you think about the metaverse. And if you have questions, or you're just like dealing with shit and you want to talk about it, reach out to me. I'm on Voxer. You can Facebook message me. I'm not on there a ton, but Voxer me, email me. I'm on Signal. You can find me, okay? And let's have a real conversation, because I'm here for you. I'm here for your growth, for your power. And I just want you to know I believe in each and every one of you in this community. And my hope is that you feel that and you start to believe in yourself, and you don't need me to validate you, okay? So I hope this serves, whether you're watching it live, your replay, you're on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Join us on Friday, even if you can't come in person, if you can't be there virtually. you will get a recording, and it's going to be great. I promise you it'll be great, because I'm up to bringing my full self. It's time. Together we rise, right? So anyway, love you all. Have a happy Mindfulness Monday. Peace, love. Keep inspiring. Cheers.